reflection on my 2022 Word of the Year, devotion. As December and hence 2022 draws to a close, it's that time when I pause to reflect upon the 12 months that have just passed, especially in light of my Word of the Year. In January of 2022, I chose the word devotion to guide me into the year to come. As I debated what word to choose and why, devotion came to mind because it would help me focus on what I truly wanted to be devoted to, and then actually spend my time on those things rather than pushing them to the margins in the face of the daily grind. My devoted to list included God, my family, my call to write, learning. But all too often, those things weren't what was getting my time. Instead, most of my hours and days and weeks were spent doing the things that may have been good, but weren't my passion. They weren't my top of the list. I wanted to refocus for 2022 and free up some time for those most important things and truly devote myself to my faith and my family and my calling. With that in mind, the big thing I did was take control of my design calendar and say one cover design a week. My rule before had been 2, but it frequently turned into 4 or 5, plus typesetting jobs, plus Whitefire work, plus everything. It was too much. And I was not only left without solid writing time, I was also left pushing things like my morning prayer and scripture reading into 5 minutes. Not good. Hence that 1 a week cover design rule that I instituted. The result is that I'm already scheduling designs 5 months in advance, so I've had to encourage my clients to think ahead. And there have been times when I've gotten behind thanks to a writing deadline, so a few extra do pile up. But in general, that rule has helped me so much. I'm glad I instituted it, and I intend to carry it forward and be even more strict about it in 2023. My November and December somehow ended up with an average of 4 projects a week again, because I just didn't have the gumption to tell people no. One way I gave myself the space to do this was to start my direct support group, Patrons and Peers. This is a Patreon-style group, but run directly through my website here. My supporters can choose their subscription level, and in exchange for that support, they receive perks and, far more important, are invited into the P&P community. When I started the group, I had this dream that it wouldn't just be about supporting me, but about supporting each other. That it would be a collection of faith-filled believers acting like the church should, loving and encouraging each other. And it is. I am still so floored by this, and I don't deserve the credit for it. It is the remarkable ladies themselves who have made this possible by being open and loving and just filled with the Spirit of God. This group has not only blessed me financially throughout the year, enabling me to whittle down that design calendar, they have blessed me emotionally and spiritually and mentally as well. I love reading group emails and listening to and watching the Marco Polo videos. We've become friends, sisters, a true community. We sign off with "love you guys" and pray for each other daily. These ladies have helped me pursue my true devotion and have inspired me daily to walk worthy of the call of Christ. So thank you, Rosanna girls. In 2022, I also decided to do a Bible in a Year program to force myself out of that 5 minutes of reading slump I'd been in. I chose to do the ESV Catholic version and have really enjoyed reading all the deuterocanonical texts, as well as the familiar scriptures in a new-to-me translation. My husband and I have also been doing the Liturgy of the Hours together in the morning, listening to the invitatory and morning prayer together in the Divine Office app on my phone. I love that these songs and recitations have grounded my heart in the Psalms. As I go throughout the day, I often find myself singing, "Come now, let us bow down and worship, bending the knee to the Lord our Maker, for He is our God and we are His people, the flock He shepherds. Come, let us sing joyful songs to the Lord." I've ended up memorizing several psalms this way throughout the year, without even meaning to. I try to listen to the Office of Readings too when I can, which in addition to prayer and psalm and scripture also has a short excerpt from a historical sermon. I love getting little bites of the church fathers this way. Now, writing. This is me. This is what I do. I wanted to free up more time for it, and boy, have I done that. I'm still not writing every day or anything, but I have successfully completed 4 full-length manuscripts this year, plus edits and rewrites, and I'm nearly halfway done a 5th book. I have 4 to 5 due next year as well, so I'm happy to have established a rhythm and routine that allows for more writing time. I still am scheduling it, most of it in big blocks, and don't always remember to mark that week off on my design calendar, hence the occasional backups. But that's what's been working for me in this season, so I'm just running with it. And then we come to study. I wanted to give the proper attention to both research for my novels and my own spiritual formation. And while I still have room for improvement here, I feel like I have made real strides. I did a lot of research for both Yesterday's Tides and my new Imposter series for Bethany House, and I read a really great book on Mary Magdalene in preparation for writing At His Feet for the Extraordinary Women of the Bible series for Guideposts. My husband and I have also both read several books together that we then discuss as we take walks, and that's been a real joy too. And then in the autumn, one of my P&P ladies, Laura Heggie, started sharing some spiritual formation exercises with us each month, which have also helped me focus time and some reading on this important goal. Was 2022 a perfect year? Of course not. I had plenty of moments of frustration and overwhelm and exhaustion. There were days when the words wouldn't come or when the headaches were too bad, and I did get seriously derailed for a week or two by learning I have a benign tumor in the pituitary gland in my brain. But for all that, as I look back on where I was a year ago and where I wanted to be this year, I know that I have in fact chased after that devotion with my whole heart. I had moments of failure, of course, but I picked myself back up and started again. Re-devoted myself. Focused again on God and what He's given me, what He's placed in my charge, what He's called me to. And I already know how I will continue that work in 2023. My word of the year came to my mind and heart very quickly as soon as I started thinking about it. And I'm looking forward to telling you more about how in 2023 I intend to linger with God, with His Word, with His people, and with those things and people who make me who I want to be. So come back on January 1st to learn more about my word of the year.